What is your favorite jelly? The husband's jelly is grape jelly. Hello family, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. I am Vicki and you're with Grammy in the Kitchen. So today we're going to make grape jelly. I usually get this Crofters. It's an organic Concord grape from Azure Standard. Don't remember how much it was. I'll put it right here, and if I can think about it, I'll put it in the description below. It's good jelly. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I'm coming to the point where I don't need to make an Azure order every month. I'm doing it about every 2 to 3 months. This is the last one he has on the shelf. And while I was at the grocery store, he wanted to make sure he got some jelly so he doesn't run out. And he got this Welch's reduced sugar Concord grape. The ingredients are clean: Concord grape, water, sugar, fruit pectin, citric acid, sodium citrate, and calcium chloride. Not bad ingredients, but it's not organic. So I figured if we can make it organic, homemade, cheaper than buying the organic or buying the not organic. And if he likes it, we'll continue to do this. So we're going to be using the Pomona's Universal Pectin, just like last time. While we were at Walmart the other day, I picked up 2 quart-sized jars of an organic Concord grape juice. And you can use juice when you're making jellies, where when you're making preserves or a jam, you want the whole fruit. So instead of buying the grapes, cooking the grapes, mashing the grapes, all the good things to get the juices, we're going to start off with just juice. Now this is the same calcium water we used when we made the blueberry preserves, and it says you can use it for up to a month as long as it's clear on the top, which it has been shaken, and you can see the calcium deposits on the bottom. So we're going to use this. Just want to give it a good shake. Now this recipe says for every 4 cups of juice, you need a minimum of 3/4 cups of sugar up to 2 cups. I have 4 cups of sugar in this bowl. We need to add the Pomona's Universal Pectin with that in here, and then we need to move over to the stove. I have my clean half pint, 1 cup measures canning jars in the oven on 200 degrees. And when I put them in the oven, it's cold jars in a cold oven. Then they're heating up together. Now the Pomona's Pectin, we need 4 teaspoons per recipe, so we need a total of 8 teaspoons. 1, 2, I need to go get another one, I think. 3, 4, 5. Hold that thought. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we need to whisk this together. In this stock pot, we're going to add 2 quarts of grape juice, And we need 8 teaspoons of calcium water. I'm going to put this back in the refrigerator because there's another preserve I want to make soon. And we need 1/4 cup of lemon juice per recipe. I have 1/2 cup. Go to the stove. So we need to bring the juice, the lemon juice, to a boil. Add the pectin sweetener. Stir vigorously for 1 to 2 minutes to dissolve the pectin while mixture returns to a full boil. Remove from heat. We're going to fill air jars to a 1/4 inch headspace at the top. Wipe the rims and put it in boiling water, and we're going to boil it for my altitude, that's 1,000 feet or less above sea level. We need to boil it for 10 minutes. So in this pot right here, I have water with a dish towel on the bottom. So when the jars are in there, it's not sitting on the flame. We just need to get that heated up. So we're going to have hot jelly or hot content, hot jars, and a hot canner. I'm not sure if you can see it, but we're starting to get some boiling action. That is exactly what we want. Just want to make sure it's a good boil before we add the sugar and the pectin. And I didn't tell you this, we have the heat on medium. I think we are ready. I just want to make sure it's boiling. All right, I'm going to go ahead and dump in the sugar and the pectin. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit past medium towards the low. Now we need to stir this, bring it back to a boil, and boil it for 1 to 2 minutes. Not sure what's going on the top here. I'm hoping that's going to dissolve once we bring it back to a boil. You can already see the consistency has changed. I wonder why that happened. All right, are we coming to a boil yet? No, we have not. I'm only stopped stirring it long enough just to see if it's boiling. Other than that, I'm continuously stirring. Wonderful. I'm starting to see a little bit of bubbles. We are boiling, not vigorously, but it is coming to a boil. Still on medium heat or a little bit past medium heat towards the low, but close to medium heat. Okay, we have some boiling going on in here. I'm going to set the timer for 2 minutes, and I'm going to continue stirring it to make sure it doesn't boil over. Have a purple spoon, family. Two minutes is up. Turn the burner off. Remove it from this hot stove. I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven off. So we're going to work with, ooh, that's warm, 3 jars at a time. So we're going to go to a 1/4 inch headspace. I feel like I probably should remove that film. That way it's not in my jelly. I think I will. It's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just don't want that in the final product. All right, let's see if we're okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next jar. Okay. So I have some vinegar and a paper towel. Since this is a liquid, we don't have to burp it. Ooh, I got jelly on here. We don't have to burp it. We want to make sure our rim is free from any of the sugar, the pectin, the grape juice. Ooh, this is very warm. Brand new lid. A ring, fingertip tight. And in the canner, on top of that dish towel. Any pot can be a water bath canner, as long as you have something on the bottom to protect the bottom of those jars up against the pan and that flame. Family, can I get 9 in here? Nope, I can't. I can only get 8. I'm going to turn it up to medium heat. Let that come to a boil, and then our timer will start for 10 minutes. And I think this last bit, I'm just going to put in the refrigerator. As long as we consume it within a couple weeks, it'll be fine. I'm not going to start a whole nother pot of water just for 2 jars. But I need to let them cool off completely. We could end up with 10 jars of jelly from 2 quarts of grape juice. I'm not going to waste this. I will eat it. I am okay with that film. It's fine. Okay, so let me clean up, get my dishes washed. As soon as that comes up to a full rolling boil, I set the timer for 10 minutes, and then we'll have jelly. So the canner boiled for 10 minutes. I turned the burner off. I waited 5 minutes. I took the lid off, and I waited another 10 or 15 minutes. Now it's time to take them out. So we have 8 jars in the canner. I had 2 jars that didn't fit in the canner. So once they cool off, I'm just going to go ahead and put those in the refrigerator, and we'll be able to eat those. So we know 2 quarts of grape juice will give us 10 half pints of jelly. And I also know that this 3-gallon stock pot will only hold 8 jars. But I do have a 32-quart stock pot that has a wider bottom. I can actually get more in that. So that is something to think about the future. But as for the jelly, these 2 are not cooked. This one is just a third of a jar, but I have this. So how much did this cost me? So it's going to be kind of hard for me to tell you the cost of each one of these half pint jars of jelly, but I'm going to try my best. Each quart of the grape juice was $6.98. For 2 quart-sized jars, $13.96, so $13.96. And out of that, plus 4 cups of sugar, and the Pomona's Universal Pectin. It's kind of hard for me to tell you how much sugar costs because I get it from Azure Standard and I get it in a 25-pound bag. So trying to figure out what 4 cups cost, it's going to be impossible. But I'm just going to throw a number out there. I want to say $3. So that's $13.96 plus $3. That's $16.96. And we ended up with a total of 10 half pints. So each one of these jars was $1.69. Most jars you buy at the grocery store says 16 ounces. Doesn't look double this, but we'll say it is anyway. So we'll say 2 of these is supposed to be this. That comes up to $3.39. So we used an organic grape juice, organic cane sugar. We used the Pomona's Universal Pectin. We water bathed it for 10 minutes. For my altitude, 1,000 feet or less above sea level. You have to adjust your time depending on your altitude. I will leave all that information from the National Food Home Preservation in the description below for you. But this is less than $3.50, which is cheaper than an organic grape jelly from Azure, from the grocery store, from whatever. So if this is what the husband likes, if he approves this jelly, I'm going to start making homemade grape jelly for him in the future. We do have 2 half pints in the refrigerator that did not fit in that pot to be canned, but that's okay. He'll eat that for the next week or 2 to make his peanut butter and jelly. So what I need to do now is wash every one of these 8 jars, label them grape jelly May 2024, put it on my pantry shelf, and they're ready to be stored and used in the future. I always wash my rings after each use. And I forgot to tell you, we took 1 jar to North Carolina when we went down to visit the kids and Joey. So they have 1, we have 7 going on the shelf and 2 that are in the refrigerator. So if you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up. While you're at it, please subscribe. We need to take control of the food we feed our family, even if it's just the small things like making jelly. So until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye, family. I hope the husband likes it.